Okay, surprise. It's me, Marcie, for the Zach and Joey show without Zach or Joey. I'm still waiting for a certain Joey to come on. But guess what? Someone we've missed for the last two, three episodes. The one, the only, the rock star, motorcycle journalist, superstar. I don't know, super dad. I don't know what he'd like to be called, but it's Zach. Woohoo! You're
Wait
on,
a minute.
Zach.
Two episodes? It was just only one episode, right? I missed the one on July 29.
You
Or
missed
was your
me.
birthday thing too?
Yes. So you missed July and
Ah,
June. You were somewhere in June. I don't remember. Or no, when we did the thing with Melody. Diba?
I was in Australia, I think.
Yeah.
And
You're
then the
such.
July thing, we had that show in SMX. That's why I missed out on that one. How
Yes,
are you?
yes.
I
I'm
have to
good.
commend Marceline. I've been seeing your son. You've been posting a lot about your son. And is he going to the Philippines soon to be an artista or what? What's
Uh
up with that?
yeah,
What are the
well,
plans?
so I have two kids and they all can be artista, but they don't speak Tagalog, so they're brushing up on that. Pero, they asked me, do we have dual citizenship, mom? I go, no, but I will get that for you. Diba? So,
Yeah, I mean they gotta go to the motherland. They gotta speak the language,
yep,
and
yep, yep.
they gotta see the pH now that things are opening up post pandemic.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we were there like right before the lockdown, 2019. So they've seen it, but they haven't like lived there or anything. So that's going to be interesting.
Well, it's gonna be hot. It's gonna be humid for them. Coming
Oh,
from
that's okay.
California, nice sunny California.
I know. I visited so I was in New York and I got together with Joey. It was so hot and humid there. Grabe.
Yeah, they're
So
by
hot.
they're at the coastline, so that's why. Here in the Midwest, it's pretty pleasant.
Right
Um,
now, nice.
yeah, I mean it's like how would you say this? It's like a hot winter California day, something like that. Yeah,
Okay,
it's
that's cool.
nice. It's not humid. It's very pleasant. People are out and about. I think summer this year is it's quite the stretch. I think. I mean, it's not
It's weird.
usually as we near September here in the Midwest, starting to cool down again. But so far
It's
it's
still
been
hot? Oh
yeah.
man. Climate
But I
change,
think in a couple
guys.
of weeks we're gonna be feeling the chill again.
Ooh. Okay, wait. Okay, we actually have 51 people viewing right now. So thank
That
you
is great.
everybody. Let's do the roll call. Where are you watching from? So far I can see Michael Corbin. Hello, kumusta?
Hello,
And
Michael.
anybody else, tell us where you are. What are you doing? It is Saturday morning in the Philippines. We are in the US. I'm in the West Coast. Zach is in the Midwest. And Joey, when she gets here, sabi niya kumakain pa lang siya or something like that. She's in the East Coast. It's actually pretty late there. I thought she might have
He
fallen
she
asleep.
should show us what she's having for dinner. I think I'm having my coffee right now.
But it's
Yeah,
like
because
8:30. Mhm.
my time is still Pinas time. I mean I'm still, doing stuff. Yeah, I sleep alongside the Pinoys. Same
Oh, cool, cool. It's like you work at a call center. Diba?
in
Their
the
hours
US,
are.
correct.
Okay,
Yes.
Paul from Singapore, also on that side. Vince, Henri from Japan.
Seriously?
Konnichiwa. Yeah,
Wait a
so
minute. Who's watching from
international,
Japan?
guys.
Anrek from Japan? Is it
Yep.
Anrek?
I don't know.
Arigato
It's
gozaimasu.
what can it? Oh, thank you for watching, Ongano. There's
Arigato
Singapore.
gozaimasu. Singapore. Hello, La. How's it in Singapore, La?
La, yeah, yeah,
Very,
yeah.
very humid, La.
Oh my God. And Berms Benjamin, where are you? Yeah, so let's do it this way because they're probably sick of me since I was here last month. But let's talk to you, Sir Zach.
Sure.
Where have you been? Wait a minute, wait. I'm so sorry, guys. Oh, Ernest Louis Dompor Jr. live from Fairview, Quezon City, and now live from New York City. Ta-da!
What did you have for dinner, Joey? Welcome.
Oh my! So I am so sorry. I was in the middle of meal prepping, and I didn't set a timer, but I
You
told my
forgot that
boyfriend.
there was a show.
No, I told my boyfriend, I'm like, okay, I have Zach and Joey tonight in like 15 minutes. And I'm prepping my food for tomorrow. And then I get this text from Marceline, like, oh my God, I've been running late. And then I run to grab my computer. Hindi ako nakapag-makeup. Ito yung aking itsura pag sa bahay lang. And then I had
You
to
look
fumble.
fine.
I had to
You
fumble
look
pa with this
good.
stupid OTA. The
What's
authorization
OTA?
code. Yung authorization code, two-factor authentication rather,
Oh, I
2FA.
was.
So my
Ooh.
Facebook, I know the drama, but
I
I'm here.
hate that. So
Oh,
recently I
diba?
had to
But
go
it's
through
good. It's
that.
good. It's good kasi secure tayo, secure.
Pero when you're transferring, like what happened in my case, my phone, I broke my screen. I had to change the screen. So the camera wasn't working, so they asked me to hard reset. When you hard reset, you gotta redo everything. And that two-factor authentication, actually you're right. If it took me a hard time, I don't know, it's because I don't care about it too much. I just realized, hey, if I'm having a hard time, what more people who don't own your phone, diba? So yeah,
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
It's
I
good.
mean,
It's a
life was,
hassle.
was
At saka,
so.
hindi. And the other thing is, I figured like I'm always on time, so I figured I would let Zach, have the spotlight first and come in a little bit later. So I did it for you, Zach, because I love you.
Thank you. Let me be on
I,
time naman, di ba?
I know.
I mean, gone were the days of 3210. We didn't need to worry about all of these two-factor
Oh my
5110.
god!
May
Oh my
password
god!
ba? Wala silang password, no? You can really literally start up the phone. Do you need a
Yeah.
pin for that?
Um, I think nagkaroon ng pin after a while. And then I don't really remember, but grabe, no, just when I
My
think about
goodness,
those
I
phones.
remember you, Joey. You always
I
had the good
remember you.
phones first.
You always had the good
Oh
phones
my.
No,
first.
no, 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 no. It was Joey. I would follow Joey. Joey would have
7210.
a 7110. Sabi ko, grabe. I
70,
wanted to get a
70.
7110.
You
What's
know
that? A
you
The
Nokia?
you had
slide, yeah, the slide phone na may snake
you
tooth.
had it first. You parang
No, you
matrix,
had
di
it
ba?
first, I swear.
Chuk, chuk,
You
and then
had
it
it
like
first, and then
slid
you had that
open.
silver small phone, the 91 whatever. Si Joey kasi
90
malakas mag-VO
9110.
nun. Oo, lakas
Kasi
Yeah,
mamako si
early
Joey.
adopter yan talaga
yeah, early
for
adopter
tech.
ko nung
Early
araw. Nung
adopter.
araw.
Hey, wait.
Nung
You know
araw.
what? I was having like a after I
Uy, ang
watched Easter
daming.
Sunday with Joe Coy. Okay, we were talking about tech, and there was this. Wait up. There was this young person there, and then we go, okay, who remembers your phones? Raise your hand if your first phone was not an iPhone. Nye, di syempre. Kami. And then all the young people, they're like, what? There was a time there were no
Was there?
iPhones.
Is there anything
Wow.
else?
But they
Was
were
there
like in
anything
like
else?
late 20s. So that really, aged me.
You know
Oh
what?
Anyway,
my
You know
god.
what? While we're talking about this whole thing about phones and about the past, I just realized your batch, you guys. I know the age gap is not big. Okay, we're just a
but
few
we have
years
a
older
gap.
than.
Yes, okay, fine. You were in
But
college. We were working now. Fine,
we're
whatever.
talking about the time we're in. This was pre-internet. This era of pre-internet when we could appreciate TV, traditional media, and all of that. Did you realize how much of the world culturally is in our heads that the next generation just does not have? We're talking about. I'm not okay. Then I'm thinking about how about the older batch, like the batch of
Well,
my
that
grandparents
yeah,
and my
that's what I was
and my
gonna
parents.
say.
Iba pa rin eh. Their mode of getting information was limited because they didn't have TV and all of that. Tayo talaga yung nakinabang, and we know we have so much reference from the past, from Star Wars to Harry Potter, which I can still relate to Pikachu because of my kid, to Blippi, and the next generation. When I'm talking about all of these other things, they're like, I don't know that. And my goodness, I am so happy to be in this batch because I have
Mm.
experienced so much. I don't know. I was just thinking about this. You know what? Netflix now has Sandman, and I'm just crying over it.
Don't. I'm
Grabe.
episode 2 pa lang. Shh.
Wait. So Blippi, Zach, you watch Blippi also with
Yeah,
Rocket?
I have to.
Because my grandson went through a Blippi phase. So I'm really happy to hear that Blippi is still Marceline,
Still
yung mga anak mo,
around, yeah.
nakapag-blippy rin? They were
No,
blippy
no,
also? No, no, no.
no. Nako, matanda na
Oh,
mga
you
anak ko. So,
just wait till your
Thomas the
beloved
Tank Engine
son,
pa yan.
if you get your grandson or
Oh,
daughter,
yes.
your
No, wag
son.
When we have
muna. No
grandchildren.
grandkids. No, no, no. As long
Yeah. Blippi
Blippi
is
is fine.
adorable.
Just
Yeah.
no cocoa melon people. No cocoa
What's Coco
melon.
Melon?
Don't.
That's
I don't want
another
to
one.
know.
Yeah,
You
Coco
don't
Melon
want to
is
know.
kabatch ni Blippi. But you know what, si Blippi, I have a problem with Blippi kasi that's not how Sesame Street was. Sesame
It's not
Street,
supposed to be. It's not
I
supposed
know
to be.
It's
exactly,
It's totally
different.
exactly.
Oh.
different.
See Sesame Street, where I appreciate Sesame Street, they're not talking to you like, yeah, not like that, diba? They're talking to you like adults. Blippi's like OA, and I'm like, come on, but I'm looking at my son, he's like
He
enjoying it.
enjoys it.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh wow, okay. So one day I tried to dress up as Blippi. So in Amazon I saw the orange glasses, the jumper, the orange.
Picture. Picture.
Nagalit siya. I have a picture on
Oh,
Instagram. Nagalit
was
siya.
it
They
the
were,
galit?
yeah, kasi it was like, that's not you. That's not Blippi. I'm Asian, di ba? Singket. Di naman Blippi mo. So, faking it. You're still on a faker. So anyway, yeah. But again,
Right.
I'm super thankful to be in this batch. There's just so much I realized that we were able to absorb, right? That the other generations don't have. Or maybe, I don't know, I may be mistaken. What's your take on that?
My take on that is I want to live until I'm in my 90s so I can see how much the world is going to change. I want my flying cars by the time I'm 80.
Jetsons.
Parang Jetsons, diba? And yung ano, yung somebody's discovered. Did anybody here watch Picard on Paramount? See
I
Star
know the
Trek
Star Trek
Picard. No.
stuff.
And
Uh-huh.
anyway, so there's an episode wherein somebody figured out how to clean the earth of pollutants in the ocean and save the
How?
environment. So I want to live to see the day when the human race has gotten our shit together and we're actually taking care of the environment. And so maybe in this lifetime. But yes, no, actually, you're right, Zach. It's incredible how much and that reminds me how important it is for us to be talking about history
Yeah.
because here's one example and not to stir any controversy but two examples. One, the recent elections, how there had been in the Philippines, how had there been apparently a supposed campaign, and I say supposed because I haven't done any research on this, but how there have been reports that the history of the Marcos regime was supposedly like changed, and there's a younger generation that feel like it was different, that it was not the way that some of the history books record. And here in the U.S., a lot of the young people, they have no attachment at all to September 11th. They have no recollection. They have no, this it's nothing to them. So I think it's very important that yes, as we progress forward and we move forward, that we have to have storytellers and history tellers that remind us of the past. So like yung mga lola natin, if you do a Google search on centenarians, it's fascinating to hear their stories of what their lives were like back in the day.
What would you say though is the I mean, how far back can you relate to? I have I can relate to as far back as the first Woodstock. Anything beyond that? No,
Oh,
no, no. I
really?
can
No, no,
because
like
I
because the
like music. Eh.
lifestyle. Mm-hmm,
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
I mean,
I got you.
I cannot. I mean, as you grow up, you're gonna go deep back into rock, to Woodstock, and then pagdating na nila Elvis, nila 50s, nila Sinatra, di na ako makarelate. I appreciate
Talaga.
that kind of swing
Okay.
40s,
Music.
30s, get ko yun, but I cannot relate. But I can go as far back as
Mm.
Woodstock because growing up, syempre, you're picking up the guitar. I'll go all the way back to Hendrix. Those guys,
Okay.
right?
Yep.
How
Mm.
about you guys? I mean,
Okay,
that's as
gotcha.
far back as I can go.
I have many thoughts because my kids are interested in music and anak ko, to my younger one, he goes, "Oh, mom, tell me about the 90s. Tell me about parang history." That was like he sees our pictures, like the NU pictures. Why didn't you tell me you were cool? You mean you wore Doc Martens too? Ganon. But okay. So I can see like in their generation, this is Gen Z, right? I think it's cool that they have access to all music. So actually, nakaka-relate sila sa Woodstock, nakaka-relate
Mm.
sila sa electronic 100 gex you don't want to know. And classical music, basta everything, because they have access. But us, like you said, I like where we work because we kind of had to work hard to find what we liked. That's why not radio was a hit. Kasi where would you hear
Mm.
it? Where would you listen to that music? So parang talagang you had to work hard for the music. And then the other thing is like moving to the US, right? Like my husband, we like the same kind of music, but he takes for granted I didn't grow up here. So when he references, oh, remember the show with this music? I go, I don't know.
Well,
Dude,
I
we
remember Club Drag. You should have said.
yeah, like I don't know those references, so I kind of miss that because now if you meet a Pinoy kid and an American kid, it's all the same. They like the same memes, they like the same songs, but nothing is unique. Like I can't, we had our own stuff. I was telling Joey, I think, when no, on my way to see you on the subway, that's last month in New York, I was on the subway with my friend and we started singing Odette Quesada songs. Like what? Like it just came to our head and we started singing that and then like name
Anong
that to
kanta? I don't remember what.
everything. Like I remember the boy, Joey Albert, like everything, every
But
Sharon Cuneta
how
song.
far can you guys relate to? Would you say safe to say Hendrix 60s era, right? I mean,
60s, 60s. Also,
diba?
just diba, they
I think
kind
it's
of look
both.
like us too. Like they dressed like
Diba?
diba. It was
I
yeah.
think,
Well, I
does
don't know what you
anybody can
mean.
relate?
I don't know what you mean by relating to. I mean, I can appreciate music all the way to like the Everly Brothers, like 50s. I went
True.
through a phase where I was listening
No.
to
Ah, okay.
like
Okay, but
50s, and
I'm
so
talking
so
about like growing up
I
in
think
terms
it's
of research. How
yeah.
far did you go back?
You
Oh,
I mean you mean research in terms of
Music
like
that you heard for the first time and then you actually enjoyed that, and it's decades behind you. Like for
oh,
example,
40s,
I grew
man.
up.
I would have gone back.
I didn't
Yeah.
realize like wow, Hendrix was there like way Black Sabbath. I wasn't even born yet. Andiyan na yan lahat. And then I
yeah.
really loved it. And then I'd
Yeah.
listen to some Elvis stuff or mga 1930s. Hindi ko trip. Hindi ako
Hindi mo
makarelate.
trip
Kasi
yung
lang
big
sa inyo
band,
already
mga
like
Glenn
that.
Miller. Ayaw mo yun? Yung big
Yung
band
Nope.
stuff.
feel ko yung mga big
Oo.
band, yung mga so big band, Sinatra, Nat King Cole, and
Wow.
then
Okay,
Everly
okay.
Brothers. Feel ko lahat yan.
And
Because
you
I
grew
just
up appreciating.
I try I think so. Being an only child, I think the reason why I gravitated so much to music is because I was an only child. So I really like listen to the radio and anything that I could wrap my hand around. Wala akong kaaway sa, oh yeah, I want to listen to this, I want
Oh,
to listen
yeah.
to
Listen
that.
to this.
And
Oo.
so yeah, so I just kind of like gravitated to everything. The only thing that I'm not really into, I think, um, I don't know. It's hard to say because I listen to a little bit of everything. But in terms of what you're saying is like relating to, I think the decade that I relate to the most that holds the most memories for me is the 70s because that's when I grew up. I was born in 1969. So for me, I grew up listening to the radio, listening to Chicago, the disco era with the Bee Gees. And so
Wow. Okay.
because I lived
And
through
were
it.
you
That's
here?
my childhood.
Were you in the US still
I was
what?
in the
The
US, yeah.
70s. Okay.
I was in the
Wow.
US.
Wow.
Because
Yeah.
the
So yeah,
70s
yeah.
in the Philippines would be different. It would be hot dog,
VST, hot
VST.
dog,
Yeah.
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 In terms of music na luma, pero not, I don't know if you can consider it, but because it was composed in the 70s. When Grease came out, the musical, that's what I could dig, that kind of music. Pero that was made to look like it was from an older
From the
era.
past.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's but yeah, me naman, I was born kasi 1987. So during that time,
No, you weren't. No, you were not.
does it
Oh
look like
my
I'm lying?
God. Well, look, they're gonna believe you,
Teka
diba?
muna, teka
People
muna.
watching.
Baka
So
1977.
so during that time, syempre Milli Vanilli. Oh, 87.
Really,
Oh, wait, wait,
Milli
wait.
Vanilli, na fake pala sila, no?
Ang nako, ngayon puro lip sync. Milli Vanilli would thrive on TikTok. Come on. Wait, question. Let's reverse the question. Can you relate to music now, or is it like diba, in the 50s when the 60s came out, those parents were like, "That's the devil's music. What are you listening to?" And then
Right.
from the 70s to the 80s, when everybody started like new wave stuff, then your 70s parents would be like, "Ano yan?" How about you guys? Can you relate to the music now?
You want to
You know
answer, Joey?
what I
Both of
cannot
you.
relate to is a genre that I heard when I was taking a coding class, and the instructor.
A what?
I was taking a coding class.
Is that computers?
Mhm. And the instructor put on music that I had to scratch my head because it was like
Electronic.
Nintendo, Mario, like video game, but it wasn't
Mhm.
like the soundtrack to a video game. It was actual songs written to sound like a video
Oh,
game
like on
soundtrack.
MIDI music, right? On
Yeah, so I
MIDI.
was like, "What is this?" And then he's like, "Oh, it's something, something, something." And I'm like, "Is this a soundtrack to, to what, like Mario or whatever?" And he's like, "No, this is actually like music." And okay, you can call it that, sure. But
It's making sounds.
that really just like that really like made me go like, "What in the world?" I didn't call it devil's music, but it was just something that I could not relate to. And I don't think it's because I'm not a gamer. I mean, like I play Animal Crossing, although one could hardly argue that it's a game. But this stuff was like, this is music. So yeah, that yan ang hindi ko magets.
Well, the beautiful thing about stuff like that, when you're talking about really esoteric stuff, and since the late 60s, 70s, we have like, really deep stuff that some people can't relate to anymore. And I think there's a version of that right now. I guess it's just artists trying to push the boundaries. Kung ano lang naman ang hindi uso, they try to do something and just try to, rebel. Me naman, as opposed to a genre that I cannot relate to, it's more like I'm looking for who is cool enough to curate the stuff. Like, because right now, where do you look for the music, right? Am I gonna rely on recommendation of
TikTok.
Spotify? Are we gonna go for Pitchfork? Are we gonna go for all of these sites? So that's what's more of my thing right now. I mean, I want a bunch of I want an NU to feed me. That's what I'm looking for. So there's KPX. Sometimes I
Do,
stumble upon good stretches on the radio when I'm in the car here. So the new stuff, I from 2010 onwards, nakakaaliw kasi a lot of people jumped into a different kind of electronic hybrid music. Sina churches started to come out, all of these cool bands. And right now, ang di ko maintindihan yung stretch is the mumble rap that's been coming out.
what?
Matagal na yan. Oo.
Sample, sample, sample.
Like you can't understand what they're saying.
And sina
Oh,
Snoop Dogg
wait,
and
hold
sina
on.
Eminem. Di ba, ang
Is that
galing ni
on
Eminem, di ba?
purpose?
Remember when Eminem came out in NU? Slim Shady and all that stuff. And then, man, this guy is galing. He's just so fast and strings words together. And then the next generation, I don't mean to bash or anything like that. It's just that I'm
Or
trying to
sound
understand
like
why
a
are they doing
tito.
it
Go
this way
on.
when there are the senior rappers that they can look up to. They understand how technical they are, and all of a sudden they're just doing something. The tattooing their faces and all that. Man, for you to
I
tattoo
have
your
no
face, you
idea
need
what
a
mumble
game
rap
plan. You're not
is.
gonna get a job. Diba? Kailangan siguraduhin mo rockstar ending mo dyan. Kasi what are you gonna do with face tattoos and trying to apply for a job, diba? Anyway, that's just my thing. The mumble
Your
rap right now,
age
I'm trying
is
to grasp it.
your age is showing. We live in a world now where face tattoos are accepted. They're more widely accepted in corporate in
Are
the
they
corporate
though?
world.
Oh
Yeah,
my gosh.
yeah. Like if you go, I was just on LinkedIn earlier today, and it's really interesting seeing all the posts of like the people that are like heavily tatted, and they have like very conventional jobs. Like one is a judge, and so the world is kind of shifting the dynamic from from that being taboo to, oh, ang ganda pala ng nails ko. I did my nails today, by the way.
But you know what? Going back to the whole tattoo thing, I remember the generation of my parents. But they told me never get a tattoo, you'll never get a job. And we're just talking simple tattoos on your arm, which is
Yeah.
super common. It doesn't matter. Pero the face tattoos right now is what's pushing the boundaries. Will, like for example, the Island Boys. You remember all those two kids? You know what? The Island Boy, Island Boy.
No idea. No idea. No idea.
You'd
What's that?
probably, if you search hard enough, you're gonna find out these two rappers that got they got famous, but they also got bashed at the same time. So lousy song that they did, at least in my opinion. But they got tattoos all over their face, sis. And if you do a quick search on them, you'll see. Just put Island Boys song, and then
Where are
you'll
they
see these
from?
people. I think they're from Florida or California, ba?
Oh.
But anyway,
Oh.
face tattoos are talagang pushing the boundaries for them. That's it. This is what like the other rappers didn't do this before. Now we're doing it. So I wonder how far that'll go. So
You
in
know,
terms
you
of
never know. Well, you know, as far as like pushing the boundaries, people are getting their like eyeballs tattooed now too. Like you can put color in your
ow.
so you white, they can put a dye in there and make it a different color. So I've seen people like they have blue where the whites are supposed to be. So that's kind of freaky. That scares me.
They should turn it
But
tattoo it to yellow para ano yung sakit pag yellow yung eyes mo.
ano yun,
I keep
John
seeing no, I just tattooed my eyes. Jaundice ba yun? Ah, that's skin, di ba? Ano yung yellow eyes?
Hindi ko
Ewan.
i-Google mo. Tingnan mo sa
Google. I shall.
Wait, so,
I don't think there's.
Zach, how was your trip? So did you fill us
Which
in
trip?
on? I know, right? Which trip? Or did you share with Marceline before I got
No.
on anything? Make us
The
magkwento ka. How
the
was it? Like,
the Australia trip. The video is already ready, but it's not out yet because the product that's supposed to come out in the Philippines is coming out last quarter. So I'm saving the video to come out in the last quarter. And yeah, it was a pretty good trip. They're pretty open in Australia in terms of how COVID is going on, but it's the mandatory RTR testing is really fast in the sense that before the airport, nobody's worried. You can get a test before the flight. RTR, right?
oh,
That thing that we should
wow,
take for like 4 days. Sa kanila, an hour lang, 2 hours bilis.
wow.
Weather is it was wet and a bit cold. It was fun. It was we were going through a lot of mud. And then after that, that's the time where you guys did your belated happy birthday to the both of you, by the way. And then after that, it
Oh,
was the SMX show, which was really great. I mean, we had about close to 60,000 people that showed up that weekend.
just
That
for
was a
you,
lot.
just for you. They were your fans, Zach fans,
No.
60,000
This was
Zach
this was
fans.
an expo. They went there for the motorcycles. I just
Okay, I thought they went there for you.
yeah.
Did they
So
launch any new motorcycles in the Philippines? Is that what's going
practically
on?
all the brands launched something new. It was the
Oh,
once a year event wherein they were saving up the day to launch the bikes,
wow.
helmets and all of that. So a lot of people went, and it goes to show how atat na yung mga tao to go out. I mean, they really came out full
Oh, of
force.
course. Yeah,
And yeah,
everybody's done with this
the next
pandemic.
event is October 1, so I'm flying back again. That's Moto Changge naman. So yeah, it's been pretty busy. In terms of trips, there's the EICMA launch in Italy in November. I have another India trip coming up. So that
Wow.
I'm excited. It is one of my favorite places to go to. The food is different. The light
Really?
is different. Yeah. Imagine California, Utah, Oregon light, but more amber. That's what India is like.
Wow.
It's like everything's
India.
nice and yellow and warm. Really nice.
Wow.
Is it like a bike and camp trip? Like you ride and then camp out, or no?
Yeah. The upcoming trip's gonna be like that. The one before that was tough. That was I think I mentioned this to you guys before the Himalayas trip. We were in the highest motorable pass on earth, so we
Mhm.
were having headaches. We were throwing up because of altitude
Ooh,
sickness. And the last
scary.
day was the worst because it snowed. That's
Oh
the
my
worst time to.
God.
I know it was slushy. People were falling down all over. Kasi
That's
we were on
dangerous.
motorcycles. Yeah, we were
That's
going down the
dangerous.
mountain, but we were slowing down. We were slowed down.
Wow.
So India's
So
really a fun place
fun.
to ride.
Okay,
Okay,
how about music? How's the band? Did
oh,
you
yeah,
play
yeah,
any
yeah. Fill us in on
shows?
the band.
We have a new single coming out, and we have two celebrities that I can't mention their names yet, but our guest singers gonna be two, one boy, one girl. It's gonna be out soon, so I'm excited to share that to you guys, of course.
Hey, we've got a ton of people that are joining us this morning or
Hey,
this
let's say good morning to
evening.
them.
A lot of folks that
You
are
want to give
joining
them
us.
shout outs? Yeah, why don't you read some
So
names?
Nino, did you get to go to see Zach at the Makinamoto show? Um, so
Yeah,
there's
looks like you went.
Gilbert's tuned in from Clark Air Base. Ang dami. Uy, salamat for joining us on Zach and Joey on Facebook.
There's
Yeah.
also Judith Tugonon Estorbo. Very nice name. I hope we're not bothering you.
Estrobo.
Strobo.
Estrobo, not
Michelle
Estorbo. Sorry, I'm
Michelle
dyslexic.
Michelle De Jesus wants to sign a petition to have NU107 put back on stream somewhere. That would be cool. Yeah, we would love to do that. If we actually, so my boyfriend and I have this. When we dream about what would you do if you had WTF money? What would you do with it? Like if you were suddenly had billions and billions of dollars or pesos or whatever. And so that would be something that I would do. I would relaunch NU107. I would pitch it to maybe Sirius XM. And it would be it would be NU107, all the old DJs, all of us old, from throughout the years, from the back in the day, Major Tom to the who
The
were one of
younger ones.
the,
I
the, the
don't know
last
them now.
batch, and of course Pontry, who was there from the.
From the start.
I think that would be cool. That would be cool. Like
But you
if
know
we
what?
had WTF money, what would you do with WTF money? Buy all the motorcycles in the world.
Yeah, I would do that. But you know what? Just going back really quick about the whole radio thing and serious. You know what? Of course, a lot of FM radios program directors in Manila, they all look up to how it's done in the US, production wise, commercial, how they. But you know what? After really sitting down and listening to all these US stations, and when you get used to it, I just realized how special NU 107 was because it had
Oh
its own
yeah,
thing. It didn't try to copy an American radio
yeah.
station. And I always wondered, some Americans would visit Manila and they'd say, you know what, you guys sound so different. I mean, I'm from the US, and I was like, what? I thought they sounded so much better over there. And it was really unique how NU presented its brand of rock. So going back to WTF money, yes, of course, I do NU. And you know what I want to do? I want to develop a space station or some sort of ship that can get all the garbage in the on the world and just blast it off to the sun or something. I mean, what can happen there? It could cause pollution in space. Send all of that in space. I mean, if I had that kind of money,
Right.
and I think that's worthwhile to do. I think with that money. How about you,
I
Marceline? What would you do?
agree. Yeah.
I would take that trash and figure out a way to harness it, diba, for power or whatever. But what I would really do with my WTF money is travel first class. O sige,
I love
kahit
it.
business, because guys, the economy, I'm like, oh my God, my dream is to travel first class,
But it's
guys.
so expensive. I mean, what?
I
It's
don't
like
care. WTF money naman eh.
yeah, you're right.
Oh,
But
diba?
it's
Yeah.
I know some uber rich people who can afford it. It's like what, $10,000 for first
But
and
they
about
don't.
7,000 for business
Uh-huh.
to Asia, and they won't do it
Oh,
because
really?
Why?
to them it's like this is too much. This is. But
Oh,
I think some of the people who do first class in business are corporate companies that have
yes.
huge accounts and they're not really paying $10,000. It's a lot less than that because they book so many flights anyway. So it's like a perk.
That's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. So I'll just buy a company that has that perk. Okay.
Or you know what? With WTF money, you can buy your own jet plane. That's what you can do.
No, pero mahal naman yung gas. See, so then I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
Oh, fuel's too expensive. So,
You're gonna be.
oh, but I could
You're gonna
rent it out to you guys. You
Yes,
could
you
fly
can
my
rent
do
it
a
private
out and
jet.
make
Taylor,
it
do a Taylor
sustainable.
Swift who
Yeah,
rents out her
yeah,
jet, and
yeah,
not
yeah.
not be a Kylie Jenner or a Travis Scott who go on their separate jets off to their days
Yeah,
and travel like
that's just not
40 minutes.
eco-friendly. Yeah, yeah. Oh no,
40
dude.
minutes on
I
bus.
understand though. It's super traffic over here, so that's why they do it.
Really? Is it that
Yeah,
bad that
yeah,
they need to
yeah,
fly?
yes. People with helicopters fly helicopters because the
That's
traffic's so bad.
wild.
Question to our audience. So everybody's saying, "Oh, bring it back," but what parts of NU do you want us to bring back? Because I think I can't like stay in past music. I like listening to new music all the time, which was NU, diba? New music. So I wonder what they want back besides your lovable voices and everybody else's and the culture. But I wonder what you like. So
So
tell us, diba?
Nino actually answered our question about what he would do with WTF money. And Nino, who is joining us from Japan, would buy 100 acres somewhere and build a nature reserve. I like that. What is an MTB trail, Zach? Do you know what an MT is? That a motorbike? MTB? What
Yeah,
is
I
MTB
think
trail and a
let me
moto?
look at his let me look at his I'm looking for his message. Greetings from Japan, by the way. I can't see his message, but MTB, I'm not sure what an MTB
Oh,
if it's a
mountain bike. Sinagot niya yung tanong ko,
Mountain
mountain bike.
bike.
Okay,
mountain
cool.
bike, MTB, mountain bike. Akala ko music television.
Um, Marceline, what I miss about NU, I think, is the distinct personalities of each of the DJs and the shows that we have. Like, there's nothing like Not Radio. There's nothing like In the Raw. So it's definitely be the personalities like Francis Prue, Myrene,
Saka bagay sa
Zach and
personality na
Joey.
host. Yeah, bagay sa personality na hosts yung yung show eh. I mean, I
Yeah.
cannot imagine hosting in the Raw. What's that gonna be like?
Oh no.
It cannot. It bagay
Or
si
Not
Kiko.
Radio.
Kiko
I
can
cannot
criticize.
imagine. I cannot imagine hosting Not Radio. I'm not cool enough.
For example, can you imagine? Kasi Kiko can get away with criticizing artists. If somebody else did that, they'd get bashed. So, for example, Kiko, can you imagine Kiko saying, "This is deadpan, diba? It's a Sunday. Um, your bass is out of tune." He gets away with it. Your playing is kinda.
Well, you know
he
why?
gets away with that.
He's been a musician for what, 40 something years, and he's excellent.
40,
So
40 plus years. Oh my goodness. We should guest Francis. Can we guest him on the
Yeah.
next episode?
Oh, sure. But then I
Is he
think they're
awake right now? Maybe
busy.
we can tag him.
They're
I'll tag
busy
him right now.
recording or whatever, and then I believe they are coming to the U.S.
who
So,
is?
Yep.
Who?
The Dawn.
That
Oh
dog?
my God. Yeah,
No
yeah,
way.
I saw that. Yes, I'm surprised
Really?
you don't know that. Yeah. So they're planning to be here, so we shall see.
Oh, somebody just posted a comment on the Facebook page. Kiko Kix Reyes.
That's Zach.
No, I know. I'm just kidding.
Oh wait, let's
I'm
tag
tagging
him.
him.
See,
I'm
I'll
tagging
tag
him.
him. Cool.
Let us tag him.
All of you guys tag him.
Speaking of,
I am
that is one word that was only invented, that we only started using recently. The way
Which?
we use it, right? Tag.
Tagging.
Oh, itag
Yeah.
mo ako sa post, tag mo ako sa picture. Back in the day, tagging simply meant tag your it
Yeah.
Patentero.
or tag.
Hashtags. When I first heard hashtags, do hashtags. What? What's a hashtag?
Right?
It's a
Yeah.
pound sign.
Saka
Dial
LOL.
number,
Was
diba?
LOL used pre-Facebook?
LOL? I
La-
think so.
Text.
Matagal-
In
Matagal na yung
texting.
LOL. Yeah,
Uh-uh.
LOL's been
Ah,
around
okay.
for a while.
Uh-uh.
Oh, but not everybody knew what LOL meant.
Lots of
Right?
love.
Yeah, there's like a whole bunch of like Facebook posts on what people used to think LOL stood for, and they were using it in the
What were
wrong
the words?
way.
What were
Lots of
the what came
love,
out?
lots of
Lots
love
of
was one of
love.
them.
It's laughing out loud, right?
Yes.
It is laughing out loud, yeah.
Lots of
Wait, okay,
libido.
serious question. Marceline might be able to answer this because she has young,
A
she has
teen.
teenage sons. But is LOL still used by the baguettes nowadays? Do the kids still use LOL, or is that like that's corny?
No, because they use emojis, right? So
Yeah. So
you don't
LOL
need
is still
to
okay.
type it. Yeah.
I see LOL still, especially in
Yeah.
discussions when people
Yeah,
are
but I've heard people say
arguing
that
like
it's
anything.
badui. I've heard people
Yeah,
say that, oh,
for
nobody uses
example,
If
they're
you
trying
LOL.
to
type
date
it out,
someone.
it's Bedoy. If you type it out,
Is
you
it?
know.
Because some people are like when they're trying to bring down somebody else via the comments, there's like a battle going on. Haha, your comment sucks. LOL.
Ah.
My goodness. Baka I should get my son para we have an episode interviewing a teenager.
Yeah. So tell
Dude,
us.
he's out tonight because he's gonna go watch Fiddler. So
He's what?
that's a concern. He's watching the band Fiddler. So that
Oh,
I'll type. If any of you listen to it, it's loud. It's rock. So
Oh,
things
speaking
like
of
that.
watching, have you guys been back in a movie house since the pandemic?
yes,
Oh,
yes,
Yes, I
really?
yes.
saw Easter
Oh, yeah.
Sunday.
Oh my
Did you
God,
see
yes, I
it?
wanted to talk about that. I have seen it. Zach, have you seen Easter Sunday?
No, who's in it?
Oh my
Joe
God,
Coy.
you have to see it, Joko. It's about Pinoys in the U.S.
Oh,
Oh, it's
Pinoy,
okay.
about one Filipino family. Well,
but
it's a
but
story
you
where
get to
the
see, yeah,
characters happen to be Filipino. Yeah.
Isn't
yeah.
Jokoy going out or they broke up, right? With what's his name?
Chelsea
Her
Handler,
name?
yeah, they broke up.
Who?
He and Chelsea Handler,
Chelsea. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, they
Oh
broke
wait,
up.
let's.
But yeah,
I want to
so
I feel
ask.
like she used him.
is Easter Sunday showing anywhere else? I mean, is it
Yeah,
showing in
that's
the
what I want to
Philippines?
know. People, Singapore, Japan is Easter Sunday, starring Joe Coy, showing where you are. Because I want to say, ask them because maybe the next time we meet, I can give away some Easter Sunday swag.
Oh, yeah, I
So
want Easter Sunday swag.
yeah, I'll give you
Oh,
Easter Sunday swag.
I want.
But you know what?
Yeah.
I
I
feel
loved
that
it.
Jokoy
I
is
loved it.
actually the true Pinoy comedian that crossed over, that
Oh,
was
for
able
sure.
to get the audience both. I mean, Pinoys, non-Pinoys, everybody, and
Yeah.
show our culture in that sense. Rex Navarrete was there
Mm-hmm.
before. I think you remember Joey. We guested Rex in the morning show, I
Hmm.
think.
Did
So
you?
yeah, yeah, he visited the Philippines. Rex Navarrete. He was like much older than Joker, of course.
Yeah.
But Rex did not get everybody. He did not cross over like Joker did. There's a new Pinoy, JR de Guzman.
I
Funny,
love
funny
him,
guy.
JR. The Guzman, he's
He is
hilarious.
hilarious
And
guy.
and he sings. He sings.
Yeah,
Maybe we can guess him. I can't get
yeah,
Joe Coy, but let's see if we can hit up JR for sure.
yeah. JR is also based in California.
If so, San Diego probably not here, but yeah, I've seen a few things of his.
Yeah, I see him all the time in Facebook. Funny guy, young, plays a guitar, and he's just his punchlines are really, really good. So yeah, kudos to Jokoy, I must say. I mean, he did us all good with what he's doing. I must say.
Have you watched it? So go watch it. So yeah, let's give capsule review. Oh no, I'll set the scene for you guys. So I belong to a group called Philem Arts, which is the Filipino American Arts Association, one of the
Mm-hmm.
oldest here in California. In fact, we have a festival next week, so that's all I've been working on. However, we sponsored a showing of Easter Sunday at the Grove in LA,
Oh yeah, I
and
saw that
there
on
were
your IG.
yeah,
Yeah,
there were cast members in attendance. Melody Butu, who played one of the cousins of Joe Coy in the movie,
Tia
and
Carrera.
Tia Carrere, the star of Wayne's World, who is still beautiful
Is
and
she
Yeah,
Filipina?
fun.
yeah, she is.
Yes. So
She's
she
half
talks
Filipina.
about she talks about this whole thing actually as parang she's coming out as Filipina, and basically it's because back then they played it down. Same with Lou Diamond Phillips, diba? That was their time. that they just
Yeah.
didn't say it because you want to be cast as, you know, ethnically ambiguous, I guess. So
I thought
Yeah.
ngayon,
she
she's
was,
all
I thought
out.
she was Hawaiian or something.
She is. She's Hawaiian, but her like she's Filipina on her mom's side. Like she grew up Filipina. And so it was fun. We watched with her and the audience. We were kind of scared because the reviews weren't that hot. But dude, it's funny. Just don't think about it deeply. It's a funny, fun movie.
Who directed it?
His name is
Uh,
Jay Chandraskar. And if any of you watched Super Troopers, which is hilarious, that
yeah,
he's the
he's
director. He's
well, you know what impressed me about it too was that it's produced by Universal.
yes.
So this
Spielberg was
isn't just
behind
from
it.
like small, this small indie production or whatnot, but it was like I feel that it's really meant, it was written for specifically Filipino Americans and Filipinos in the US or Filipinos that live overseas. So I don't know if like, your typical American would like really get into it, but
I
my
think they
boyfriend thought it was
would.
cute. My boyfriend thought it was cute, but if anything, there are just like a lot of I felt was just very distinctly Pinoy humor.
Well, I don't know that it's Pinoy humor because I'm afraid of how it will play in the Philippines because you got it when you said
The
Filipino American because
Yeah,
it's very Filipino American. I can't
yeah.
say it's Filipino. I
Well,
mean,
there
they
are
haven't.
elements. I mean, like there's like the way he danced, and like I'm like, is this a scene
Well,
out of
and
Itbulaga?
yeah, and the
I'm
family.
sitting there going, this is definitely, or
Yeah,
exactly like this is
yeah,
definitely like a scene out
the
of
family thing. I know
There's
uh
the
another
family.
Filipino movie out, right? The Brothers.
Oh, the fabulous Filipino brothers,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
starring the Basco brothers.
Yeah,
So
how was the movie? Have you seen
I
that?
haven't seen it, but that's on Hulu if you want to watch it.
Oh wait, what's it called?
And the
What's it called?
fabulous Filipino brothers.
Oh, I didn't know
It's
that that's on Hulu.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
Yeah.
that's on
cool.
Hulu now.
One of the, if you remember Joey Rufio from Hook, from Peter Pan, Hook,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. He's Pinoy.
Yes, Dante
He's
yeah,
Pinoy.
Basco,
that
but
guy.
it's
Yeah,
him and his brothers.
yeah, he's all grown up
Oh,
now.
oh,
He's not a
is
lost
he?
boy anymore.
He's
Yeah,
not.
Yeah.
He's a
ayun.
lost
So
man now. He's a lost man.
no, the young, the younger generation would know him because he is the voice of Zuko in Avatar: The Next Airbender. So
Oh, which
a
I've
lot.
never
It's so
seen.
funny. It's like because see, you can tell that Zach is a Tito because he referenced Rufio from Hook. Where the younger generation, they know him as the voice in an animated character. Ganun. But
Ah,
anyway,
I
so
didn't know
so
that he
yeah,
got that big.
yeah. So it's cool. It's cool that all these things. You're right. When that Universal logo shows up and you're in the theater, it's exciting. You're like, oh, this is a major film. Like it is a major film. So
I'm curious. I think it would be interesting, Marceline, if you could look into like, what's his name? What's Rufio's real name?
Dante Basco.
That the
Dante
Basco
Basco.
brothers. Okay.
Mhm.
I always wondered what they were doing in between gigs because after the whole Rufio thing, he was gone. What did
No,
they do? I mean,
so
what?
there. I'll see them next week. As a matter of fact.
There
So
you
You
go.
will?
yeah.
Why? Why?
Well, so
How?
it's that big festival. They're very active, so they never stop. They're acting in their own stuff. They're doing voiceovers. They're all in the industry, and then
Cool.
so the exciting thing is their niece, the youngest. Her name is Ella J. Basco. She's performing, and the brothers want to introduce her in our show next Saturday. If you're in LA, come to Levitt Pavilion in MacArthur Park, 4 o'clock. It's free. So anyway, so Ella J. Basco, she's a teen. She's Filipino Korean, and she was in the movie Birds of Prey with Margot Robbie and stuff. Like
Oh,
it's yeah. So she's the next generation. So it's exciting. But yeah, I guess we
Wow.
should start having guests, guys.
There's
So
another.
you can do your
There's
thing.
another
that would be
Pinoy
cool.
film that I saw on a plane. It's called Rose.
Yellow
Oh, Yellow
Rose.
Rose.
That's really nice too. It's pretty impressive. I must
You
say.
saw it
Yeah.
on the plane? I don't think it was released
Yeah. In the
widely,
Philippines,
wasn't it?
no, it was released here,
It was
but it
like
was
a
the pandemic,
small.
diba?
I
Oh, because
saw it in what flight was that? Cathay. Cathay Pacific came out there. Really nice.
Oh.
Yeah. About immigration and stuff like that.
She's in the movie.
The Filipino who's a big country music
Yeah.
fan and
Yeah.
aspiring
That was
star.
like that was fun. That was great. That was like killing stereotypes. A Pinoy is into country, right? And being
Yeah.
hey, that's a nice angle too. Hey, Marcie, since you're very connected in California and all of that, I really want to pursue my acting career. And Joey knows
Yeah,
this.
same. I really want to
Okay.
revive my.
I
So maybe you can hook us up with some producers.
You know, yeah. You give me your headshots. You know.
yes, okay. You need a real. I have to draw the line though. I'm not going topless. I'm not taking off my shirt.
All bets are off. I need to see some muscle.
Oh, so hey, Gracie says the girl from Yellow Rose is also in that Easter Sunday movie.
Yes.
Which
the
one is she
teen.
there?
The girl that Joko's son falls for. The teen.
Okay, so she is also the voiceover in the Apple TV Plus movie Luck. She plays the lead character in Luck. Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, her name. Yeah, her
name.
name is Eva Noblezada. She
Noblezada.
is
Yeah.
Mexican Filipino. Isn't it? She's so cute. Yeah. So,
Ah.
ayan na.
Wow.
Thank
So
you.
siya pala si
Inside
Yellow
stuff.
Rose. Ang ganda talaga ng nails ko, no? Ang ganda talaga ng nails ko.
Sige na.
Siya pala si Yellow Rose. I didn't realize that. Okay.
Oh,
I need to look that up. Is it on anything? I wonder, like, is it on HBO Max or
I
Hulu?
don't know.
or
Let us
Netflix?
find out.
Because I had a screener, like a limited run kind of like thing to log in and watch it, and that was it. But other than that, I was hoping it would come out on like a streaming service.
Yeah.
Jed actually has an interesting point. Too bad there was no
saw
social
that.
media back when NU was still around. Yeah, that would have
Okay,
been
here.
cool.
Dude, tell me if that is a cool thing or not a cool thing because of the stuff that went on.
Thank you, Gracie. It's on Amazon Prime. Okay.
Woohoo.
Add it to my
Zach,
watch list.
would you want to have had social media back in the day?
You know, I was thinking about that recently, and I'm going to jump in and answer before Zach does, because I remember that something came to my mind recently.
Friendster. We had it
when I
during that time.
sang for Garlic. So remember Zach, na ikaw, si Kiko, and
Louis.
si Louis. I did a cover of Enter Sandman.
Yeah.
And Marcie was there. It was at some club, some small gig, Garlic
Small
performed.
thing.
I think it may have been an NU event, but it was just like a small scale. I don't know
Did
what it was,
I?
but
Baka I produced
but-
it pa.
I remember. So I sang for them, right? And I got quote unquote fan mail the following day, or a week or so after that. Somebody said that he was so excited to watch and see me in person, and then he goes, "But I'm really disappointed because you're so fucking fat." And
What is by email?
that no, it was a handwritten letter, and that memory came to me a couple of weeks ago, and I don't know why, but it came to me, and I distinctly remember saying to myself, if social media was around in that during that time period, that it would have been a very, very, like, that would have been a major, that would have hurt, because it would have been a troll that would have commented on our Facebook or directly at my Twitter or something or whatever. And
But if social media was there to begin with, they would have seen us already because we would have been doing live stream anyway.
that's true. That's true. That's a good point. But I mean, just like something, I can only imagine that it would probably have been a lot more vicious. The people that didn't, that didn't like the voice, that didn't like the faces that went with the voices, because that wasn't the only time that happened
It's
to me.
such
I had a
a
girl
sad thing when we're
say
talking
that to me
about
too.
shaming and stuff like that. It's just people like that. Sorry, basura. You know what I mean? Parang, ano ba yan? It's
But what an awful thing to say. Like, I'm so disappointed. You're so fucking fat, Joey. I'm like, that really hurt. Yeah. And then so
It
I'm
was
like,
a
okay,
handwritten
I'm
note
so glad I
during the
work in
game.
radio and I don't have to.
They send it to the station. Is that
Yeah,
what happened?
it was fan mail, quote unquote fan mail. he sent in a letter, and I
Hi,
was like, yeah,
Robert.
thanks
We
a lot.
see you. We see Robert through the brick wall. Hi.
Yeah,
But
he
then
goes
Also,
through
there
the
was
brick wall. Hey,
but
Robert.
yeah, just to yeah, he can't hear because I have my headphones in. But yeah,
uh,
I think it would have been a totally different ball game if social media was
it
very
might have been
popular.
super mean because there was beef like between rock versus hip hop. It might have gotten pretty ugly. But ikaw,
Yeah.
Zach, what are your feelings? Because you were like a DJ, up and coming rock star then, without social media. Tapos you also exist in this space now with social media,
The
still as a
transition
musician.
started early 2002, I think, when
Oh,
Friendster came out.
tapos.
In fact,
Mm-mm.
Joey again was the first one who was harping about Friendster then, and MySpace was it?
Oh my God, yes, Friendster. I was so
Galing,
That was the
beautiful.
start. If you
MySpace.
think
Oh
about
my
it,
goodness.
Oh,
Facebook is
Friendster.
Friendster and MySpace on steroids. That's what it is.
Yes.
Yes, yes, yes. Do you
So
remember
Oh,
Multiply?
yes.
you know what? If you
Okay,
ask me if I
okay.
wanted, no, I wouldn't. Not. I needed what we experienced in terms of traditional media before social media is irreplaceable. That had to have existed, and for me to experience that before social media is very very important for me because I see the difference.
Mhm.
So no, if I could go back to the past and as early as then, if there were social media, I'd keep it the way it was and let social media come later on after we experience traditional media.
I agree. Because just think of like a concert now and all the screens that are held up.
Oh yeah.
Whereas nung panahon natin, talagang you're taking it in, you're breathing everyone's pawis and listening and watching and paying attention. But
Case
now
in point,
you're holding it,
exactly.
diba?
Case in point, 1996, right? So, wait, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 94. 8 years old. We was watching Pearl Jam, right? Folk Arts Theater.
Folk Arts Theater.
Wala naman tayong phone nun eh, but I remember everything from the guy who jumped on
Correct.
stage, and then now you have a bunch of, it's all in your phone. You don't absorb because you know it's in your phone and you just reference it later. Oh, I watched this. Iba talaga na. I mean, I don't mean to sound like hey, or aging because back in the day. No, it's the way it is. Iba talaga. I won't replace that. Anyway, sorry, going back to your connections again, the whole movie thing. Okay, because I know some people might insist that no, Zach, we need to take off, your
You
stuff.
need to take it off. Take it off. Uh-huh.
Okay, I have another compromise. Maybe I can also direct. If you have connections, I want to do a Shake, Rattle, and Roll California version. Great. That would be great. The transition to Shake, Rattle, and Roll. Maybe dala-dala niya yung whatever multo from a plane and it's just curse in there na Americanized pero Shake, Rattle, and Roll pa rin. Or maybe
Ooh.
China, New York
I was gonna
version.
say Chanak. Yes,
But you
anak
can
ng
imagine
Chanak.
the Chinax
Ako
terrorizing New
ng
York
Chanak.
City starring Selma
Yes.
Boland. Ah!
Well, actually, because of iPhones and cell phones nowadays, we can all make our own movie
We
using
can.
our cell
Yeah.
phones. So maybe I'll
So
do that in Central Park.
yeah.
Chanak
So when
at
you
Central
talk to
Park.
your group, the artists there, hey, Zach has this idea. Bring Shake, Rattle, and Roll to California. Bring Chanak to New York or something, or Anak ni Zuma in Chicago. I think that
Anak ni Zuma.
would be hilarious and really scary. You talk about modern day effects. Oh,
Wow.
or
Pwede,
even
pwede.
actually anything you can transfer, like Darna in Seattle.
Yeah. Aren't they doing Darna now?
Oh, they're
There's
doing
a
a
Darna,
remake.
right? There's a show or something. I don't know. But yes, o sige, I'll take you up
Ah.
on it.
I
Pero
think
paano natin papasok yung motor? They come riding a
I don't know,
motorcycle?
maybe a Chanak riding a motorcycle or
Hindi,
something.
product placement, 'di ba? Kunyari, nasa
Ah,
Central Park, tapos biglang may... Oh, remember the guy so Zach, Marcie and
okay.
we were sitting on a bench in Central Park, and this guy had a cat with a gold chain around its neck, and it was sitting on his handlebars, and the guy was like blasting music. And it just like, and we both like looked at him and watched him, and then the cat had a leash, and he had the cat go potty somewhere on the grass at
Wow.
Central Park, and then they got back on the motorcycle. The cat was on the handlebar again like this,
Wow.
with his
I
gold
mean,
Bling
cats
chain,
are
down.
very independent for them to sit still like
blinged
that.
out like
That's tough.
chunky. And so
I mean,
that could be a
I'm hearing a
product
lot of that
placement.
in Manila. It's dogs. I mean, we have this guy with a dog with a helmet, and he's
Well,
super big.
yeah.
I see that a lot. But cats is tough.
That's
Huh? I
why
mean,
nga. It's so funny because it's a cat. A cat
yeah,
on a
cats are
that's
not easy
hilarious.
to.
Big
I mean,
chain.
they don't just sit still on a bike. At that.
Well, this
Um,
one was. It was, and it was really chunky. So you could tell that it was so loved and just like
it's a
so,
chunky cat. Yeah.
Like
yeah.
a Garfield.
And with
Hey,
gold
Joey,
bling.
our street musician friend that we captured on
Oh
video.
yes, yeah.
Oh my
D
God, he
Waters.
he just told me that he dropped a new single. So
Good for
you guys
him.
should talk to him, and that the song that you were dancing to was in fact an original song. So
That's really cool. Yeah, that
you
he was a
got
really talented guy.
yeah.
Gotta check that
Gracie
out.
suggests Zach Tikbalang in LA.
Tikbalang in LA.
Ayan. Yan ang perfect role for you,
I would say
Tikbalang.
I would say go to Chanak pero imbes na it's gonna be na apo ni Janice, hindi na anak ni Janice. Di ba? Migrate to the
Oh,
US. That
or like
would be great.
maybe ano in 10 years.
Ah,
Apo sa tuhod ni Janice.
Yeah. And you know the setting, it's gonna be in an apartment in New York. There's a babysitter. And then and then siyempre Amboy, it's gonna be a mixed race na yung Chanak, right? Hindi na siya mukhang Pinoy. And
ooh.
then blue eyes, pero Asian. And then we turn to Chanak, it becomes like really red eyes. Ano ba yung tsura ng Chanak? They get dark for some reason.
It's a baby, di ba?
Maybe, di ba? That would be great. I think somebody should embrace
Tapos
that.
Inglesero yung tiyanak. Inglesero.
Yeah. Like, ew.
Bill! Bill,
Bill!
that's so scary. Uy,
And
I
now the
just
Jennings.
oh my god, I
Oh,
just thought of the marketing. We're gonna leave little Chanak babies in like the bus stop, the subway, or the
Actually, it's gonna
grocery
be,
bar.
imbes na anak ni Janice, it's na anak ni Janice.
anak
Oh,
ni
di ba?
Janice. Apo sa tuhod ni Janice. Oh my God, you
Great
guys! It's
grandson of Janice.
September now. Can you
I know.
believe it?
Ooh.
And there's Sion. There's no Zach and Joey for us to play the first day of September, our Christmas songs.
Jose Marie Chan
There's
songs
no
already.
way there's no way for us to
Okay,
do that.
maybe we
So
can record something special that's Christmassy. Okay.
for our next
Sure.
episode in September.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we'll just play it recorded. Everybody watching, thanks for sticking around. Nino says he remembers seeing an old guy walking his pet turtle in Ginza.
Yeah,
Wow, in
See?
Japan.
Oh man,
Oh,
he got a lot of interesting folks in Japan doing stuff there. I'm not surprised.
I want to
Oh
go to
wait,
Japan.
have you
guys.
done any rides in Japan, Zach?
Yeah, I
You
rode it
have,
3
right?
times already. So
Oh my
one was on a
goodness.
Kawasaki, and they're very. I mean, media rights with Japan are very very strict.
Really?
You have to follow the
Oh,
law. You have to slow down. The European rides are metro nuts. The Europeans are like, yeah, that's right. But the Japanese are like, oh, follow single file. Be on your.
Oh,
Hey, I almost died, by the way,
oh
because
my
they're on the
God.
left side of the road, right? And I got used to being on the right side. So one time, I usually get left behind because I'm shooting, and then subconsciously I go back to the right. Then all of a sudden, there's a bus
oh,
coming. Like, what are you doing on my side? I was like, oh my
Oh my
God,
God.
I
Oh
oh
was
my
like,
God. That's
no,
scary.
yeah.
jeez!
So
Don't do this at home, kids. Don't
yeah,
do this.
so be aware where you are at when you're riding and you're not used to, when everything's on the other side of the road. I don't get
Mm.
that. I think it's a pride thing. Like the Europeans, no, we're gonna stick to the left side of the road. The Japanese too, and then Americans, no, we're gonna stick to the right side. The metric English system doesn't make sense. Can we just, as a race, can we just do one, please?
No,
Well,
it's
It's
our
annoying.
fault. It's America. It's the
it's
only
only
one
the
that's not
U.S.
metric.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's only the
yeah.
U.S. that's
Sorry.
that
Yeah,
refuses.
Really?
hey,
It's that American pride.
yeah. It's only America that's still non-metric. But do you remember in school they tried to teach us in the Philippines early on? Oh, but it's metric in the Philippines now.
I
But I
don't. I
remember when
completely
we were
don't. I don't
converting.
remember the metric system anymore. Like I
Hey,
can't.
you know
I
what? That's
don't know
interesting.
how
You know
to
why?
compute the
I
distances
noticed I
anymore.
didn't realize the transition from metric because yeah, the Philippines is not metric. But when I do reviews motorcycles, I've always used pounds. Like this
Oh,
the motorcycle is
the
so and so.
weight. Uh-huh.
Yeah, the weight. And then I get comments. Can you just stick to the metric system? You're jumping from, and I realized, oh yeah, I was jumping from the because that's how I grew up with. I use pounds, and sometimes I use the metric system. It's just how I grew up with. And now the Philippines is more metric. I just realized right now. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
yeah, for
yeah.
sure. Okay, wait, we
Hey,
have a surprise in our audience. Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
DJ Tabitha. Woohoo.
Really? Is she here? Where?
Hey, yeah, she's
There
well,
she is.
she's on the Facebook page. Oi,
Oh my
chica.
god. April, DJ
April
Tabitha.
is on. Oh, and she's got a. Oh, hey, it's International Dog Day, by the way.
Yes. Happy
So
dog.
that's
April. Hello. We should guess April.
Yes, we
Sorry, Tabitha.
should. Tabitha,
We should
yes.
we
oh,
should
she's
guess
always listening. Yeah, maybe next.
Kaya nga,
Hey,
when
next
can you
month.
join us? Because she will
Next
join us
month.
from Cebu.
Oi, we love you too. We
Hello.
love you too. Mwah.
Come on. You
Tabitha
want
is Tabitha is awesome. She's
she's
one of
so
the best
fun.
out there as well.
Hey Tabitha, do you want to join us for our Christmas special in September?
Yes.
Let's do
Yeah,
that. Let's
you should
do
join
all
us,
I
Christmas.
think that
Tabitha.
would. I think that should be fun. We should do
Tabitha
the.
is
Yeah.
based
We
in
need to
Cebu.
do
I
something
saw
for.
her one time. We visited. I think it was a gig, and we met up. Um, and yeah, she's Tabitha's doing well. She looks like she never aged as well. I don't know genes or what, but she looks the same, absolutely the same. And
Yeah.
her daughter is all grown up now.
Oh my gosh,
Looks like
Gabby.
her.
Oh my
Crazy.
goodness. Wow. I know.
My
Like
See,
twin
Gobi. We used to call it
sisters.
Gobi. Remember Gobi?
Oh, Gobi.
yeah.
Um,
Pretty soon, Zach Rocket's gonna be all like, "Dad, I'm gonna go
dude,
on the air
Rocket
with
Oh,
is
you know
you."
the
what? Okay, Rocket. I just want
cutest.
to tell you about
Okay.
Rocket's first day. So
Yes.
he was cool, and then because the teacher would bring the kids in one, I mean, two kids at a time because they only have two hands, so they're holding hands. But one time, like today, like five kids all showed up at the same time, and they wanted to bring them all. So the teacher said, "Okay, hold hands, everybody. You're going to form a train." So Rocket was looking at a boy and a girl, and he went
Mhm.
for the girl. I'm gonna hold her hand. Oh my
Oh.
goodness! And she's 3 years old. So wow, it's too fast. In other words, for
I
me, this is
know it is. Yeah. That's how fast they grow up. My baby's
and it
already
happens
33.
between 2 to because the first year, before they turn a year old, that's the long drag. That's like you
Mm.
don't get to sleep. They're stuck there at the mercy of gravity. They're not really doing anything except
Mhm.
crying. You know, and then once they start standing up and talking, that's like, wait a minute, where did you learn all of that? And yeah, that's when it becomes really, really fast.
Yeah.
You're teaching him Tagalog, right? So cute.
Of course, yeah, he
Very
knows all the
cool.
swear words already. Of course. Um, so yeah, yeah, I think that's important. They need to learn the mother tongue.
They do. They
Good.
do.
I
I'm
think that's something that
guilty.
that gets missed by a lot of and it's not just Filipinos. Like I have my Latino friends at work too. Like a
Yes.
lot of
They can't
uh,
speak
some
Spanish.
of them
Yeah.
can't speak Spanish, but
Hmm.
I think that that's something that we should all just we should make a priority when we're in other
It just
countries.
gets
It just
lost.
is
But
lost in the mix. Well, like my
yeah.
daughter with my grandson, like she doesn't have anybody to talk to in Tagalog, so it's not exactly like I'm there all the time to speak
Hmm.
in front of
Yeah,
him
that's my excuse.
for him to
That's
pick
why
up.
my kids can't speak. That's my excuse. They only
Yeah.
heard one side of the conversation, so they know, like, di ba talaga? Oo o hindi. All the
Or
answers.
like
That's
the
what they hear.
na pa.
Yeah.
You want
Yeah.
pa? I don't want
That's all.
na.
Yeah.
which is hardly
Yeah.
the full language. Hey,
Yeah.
it's time to go because I
Yeah.
am in New York where it is 10:41 p.m. This is like way past my bedtime. I'm normally
Ano
asleep
ba?
Getting
at
Are you
ready for the
9:30.
working? Are you
Joey.
working tomorrow? Are
Yes,
you
I'm
work?
working tomorrow. Ah.
Oh.
Yeah, no. So my work weekends are always the busiest for us because it's retail. So I will be at work tomorrow.
What are you doing, Zach?
Tomorrow, I'm looking at a guitar
Oh,
for
busy,
about an
so
hour
busy,
30. Sorry, what?
so busy naman.
Yeah, no,
Mm.
this is a guitar that I've been looking for quite a while. Finally, I'm finding time to check it out. So hopefully it's going to be a good deal.
Nice. Well, I hope you make
Wow.
music on it. I just wanted to plug our show next weekend because it's all I'm working on. And yes, the Boscos will be there. Our headliner is Ruby Ibarra. If you don't know who she is, she's a rapper. She's known nationally. And actually, what's cool about her is like she was on an Apple commercial. Oh, she's in her songs are in what's the cleaning lady? Yeah, the cleaning lady show.
Cleaning lady.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah,
God,
yeah.
which is coming back
So
by the way this
yeah.
fall.
So look for
Cannot
her,
wait.
Ruby Ibarra. She's going to be there. And what's cool is she's also a scientist, I believe, that had something to do with the vaccine. So that's
Cool.
Filipino. There's going to be food, music, booths, and stuff like that. And it's
What's
all
it
for
called?
free, guys.
What's it called?
It's
What's it called?
called, our show is called FPAC, the Festival of Philippine Arts and Culture, next
Nice.
Saturday, September 3rd at the Levitt Pavilion in LA. People, if you are in
Ah,
San Diego, drive down here. If oh, I better
very
tell like
cool.
some NU people.
Melody,
Yes.
Melody, Melody. Is she
Melody
going to be
is
there?
playing. Yes, she will
Cool.
play in the Don Papa Rum Garden. So,
Okay, cool.
yeah.
Oh, sounds good. Well, you have
Mhm.
fun there, Marceline, and you have a great day ahead of you tomorrow,
Yes.
Joey. And hi to
You
Robert.
Yes,
too.
and
Show
we
us
will
the guitar.
show us the
And thank
guitar
you, everybody, for watching. Any last words? If you have suggestions for our Christmas special in
in
September,
September. Merry Christmas in advance for the September 1st celebrators, Pinoys around the world.
My
Merry
goodness.
Christmas
Merry
po,
Christmas
September
already.
1st.
okay, everybody, get your Zach, get your Santa costume. Okay.
All right. Okay, thank you so much. You guys have a great weekend ahead of you. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Mwah.
Bye.